Hi, I'm David Carr. I'm the creator of RSVPMaker, a free plugin for WordPress that you can use to bring more people into your website, get them to sign up there rather than sending them away to a meetup or an Eventbrite, and also email out to them so that you can bring them to your website. It's designed to get more attendees at your events, whether in person or virtual, and help you build your base with customers, members, people who pay attention to your organization or your personal brand. I want to show you a few things about the email functions in particular. So part of the reason why there's a mailer included in RSVPMaker is so that you can send out invitations to specific events. And those invitations can include text, they can include pictures, they can include also an RSVP button, but this one doesn't. Or you can do a combination. You can send out an event as part of your promotion and ask people to click that button to RSVP immediately, and also include a replay of a past event or another post from your blog. The Florida Bulldog news website uses RSVPMaker, so they use WordPress to publish their news on the website, and then they can convert those blog posts into promotions. They give a little tease about the article, the first few paragraphs, and a read more button, and then some more headlines, again, to lure people in and to build their readership base. Now, the way you can work with this is if you're the website administrator or an editor with the right privileges, we can go through, and if I have an event that I want to send out an invitation to, I can view that particular event. If I go to the new menu under administration, I can go down to RSVP email and copy event to email. And this will give me an email representation of that event, the way I've set it up with the RSVP Now button. And so I can edit this, I can add a little bit more of an introduction to it. In some cases there might be more content on the actual website than you want to send out in your email. Whatever it is, you can customize that. But you can send this out along with Google Calendar links and a show in my time zone link, which is handy when you're doing things online. So edit that, update it. It prompts you to view it in the special email template. So this is the template for RSVPMaker that includes that same colored background that I was using as my video background a moment ago. And so I can send this out. I can send this out as a preview to myself, which might be a good idea to make sure that it goes through properly. I also have an option to send to website members. So every user who has an account on the website, this is useful for some membership-oriented organizations. I showed you something from the Ortega River Club a few moments ago. They have an account for every member. People have to actually log in to register for events. And so it will use the user list in WordPress as the mailing list. Or I can build up a mailing list from outside and send to them. There is also an integration with MailChimp that you can use. So you can compose your content in WordPress, take advantage of your existing WordPress content, but then use MailChimp for the distribution. I used that for many years. More recently, for many of my projects, I have been using a service called Postmark. So I run a service called Toastmost for Toastmasters clubs, and all of their event reminders go out through this. So those are the transactional messages, the broadcast messages, and we also deal with some incoming content such as member discussion lists can be managed through the site. So when I get an incoming list, I can process that and send it back out to the appropriate list of people. So I'm available to consult on that sort of stuff if you want to do something custom. You can also use the email sending capabilities built into your website, But your web host is likely to get annoyed if they see a large volume of emails going out from your site and you're not paying them something extra for that service. Postmark and MailChimp also help to deal with spam complaints and all the issues that come up with sending out mass email. You of course need to be a good digital citizen by making sure that you have permission to send to the people that you're sending email to. But even with the best of intentions, you will get spam complaints. You certainly will get people who are no longer at the company where they used to have a certain email address, and those emails are going to be bouncing. So those services help to filter out all of that stuff. Let me show you a few other things that we can do aside from starting from I showed you starting from an event. You can also go to a blog post and there will be a copy to email option there. But we, in addition to that, have this newsletter builder tool you can take advantage of. So here I would go in and I could choose an upcoming event that I want to include. I could choose a recent blog post that I want to include. And then there might be some other content. For example, this one is part of a knowledge base, so a documentation article that I'd like to include. So I'll choose those 3 items, and I can choose more choices if I want to. And we're going to create a little newsletter out of those 3 things. So it says newsletter created. I can go in and edit this. And from here, I can add some additional introductory information. So I can add a note up here. Here's why I'm telling you this. We've got a lot of improvements in the platform, and I want to show them off for you. So come to my event. Some recent changes in the platform, a new way of customizing the RSVP Now button to be whatever color you want it to be. And then an article about what I'm just telling you about right now that is also available on the website. So I can stitch those things together. I can add transitions between them. And again, I've got this in my email template where I can send this off to whatever list of people I want to send it to. Now, there's one other thing that you can do. Maybe you started off in this mode, and then you decide that actually there's another article that you would like to include as part of this package. One other way of inserting something new, I'll say I want this to go right here. So I'll open up a blank line, and I'm going to click on the plus sign in the upper left-hand corner, and I'm going to choose Patterns. Now, Patterns is a powerful feature that's come into WordPress recently that allows you to insert predefined or pre-designed content. Often it's used to bring in wonderful layouts that might be more elaborate than what you could do on your own. They have some placeholder images in them, but you can replace those images, replace the text, and get a nice effect. So this is great for jazzing up your home page or any other page that you want to give special treatment. And some of these will work okay in the email template. You definitely have to test them first. But specifically for including an email, I've added a tab down here where I can also go through and find my upcoming events, some other widgets that I can include, and I could scroll down here and find this blog post, which is a case study about my work with the Florida Bulldog. And again, it's going to include it along with a read more button. So I can update this, go out and view it in the email template, and now that's ready to send out to my list. So one of the things that I would encourage you to do is build up some content on your website, build up some tools for engagement, such as events that you're inviting people to, and then pull them together periodically in a newsletter that you can send out to bring people to your site, to bring people back to your site. You can customize your RSVP form to include a check mark that says add me to your email list. So at the same time they're signing up for your event, they can also be signing up for your email list. You can keep in touch with them. And actually, one of the things that's available here that I didn't talk about too much was the option to send to attendees at a past event or an upcoming event. People who've already signed up and you want to send them a reminder, you want to send them some additional information. Maybe you're bringing in a guest speaker that you didn't have when you originally set this up. So you can send to that list. And the idea is that you're sending to people you've already established somewhat of a business relationship with. Now, you shouldn't add them to your list forever without getting their permission. But if you're sending them a follow-up email to your webinar that they deliberately signed up for, you're sending them something additional of value, then they're likely to appreciate that. You can customize your email template by going to a screen in the dashboard under RSVP email, newsletters, and notifications. There's a screen called Email Design Templates. If we scroll down a little bit in here, we'll see our default template and also the transactional one, which is what's used for things like RSVP confirmation messages. The default is just a gray background, but you can customize this. And you customize it just as if it was any other one of these documents, but this is where you would come in. Maybe you want to add your logo up top, or your logo or other information in the footer. Maybe I want to make sure that every time this goes out, it's going to include a few of my latest blog posts. And so I can go in here and customize that, specify how many posts should be included each time. Number of items is 5 as the default. That's probably pretty good. Hello World is not the most exciting one. I happen to be on my demo site at the moment. But we can also jazz this up. So this is where we would go in to change the background color that appears on the emails, or I included a background image for the RSVPMaker template. And whenever you're working with any complicated layout, it does help to use this little document overview tab up top. It looks like a little stair step icon. And this allows me to see that I have a body wrapper around everything, and then I have a content wrapper around my main content area. So if I go up to the body wrapper, this is where I could customize the background color. So I could either choose a standard one, and these standards are really imported from whatever your default theme is. So that's a help for keeping things consistent with your branding. You can also choose a custom color. You could put in the hex value for the color that you wanted. Or down here is where you can choose a background image. So I'd encourage you to explore. Find out what you can do with it. Use it to your best advantage. And if you need help, talk to me. I do consult with people. I host some websites with some of this stuff pre-configured and pre-integrated. So I'm happy to help if that's something you're interested in. But check out RSVPMaker. I put a lot of work into making it better and better, and I want you to take advantage of it.